Hello everybody, this is Video James coming back at you with post round one first half Copa America stuff and some changes in my AFCON predictions. I'll do a new full AFCON African Cup of Nations video later in the week, just after watching some friendlies. I have to say that my predictions are going to change. I think other people are going to be doing the same. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about some of the upsets that have been going on. Round one and round two of the Copa America, or no, round one, Group A and Group B have been a bit surprising for some people. I personally saw part of it coming, but some of the rest were results that we weren't expecting. So we did see Brazil beat Bolivia in the opening game 3-0. After a scoreless first half, Brazil came out and started to really put the pressure on Bolivia, but it wasn't unexpected. What was unexpected was that we didn't get any goals until the second half from Brazil. But that's fine. I will say I am surprised about the other game, the game between the two middle teams, Venezuela and Peru. Peru were this close to having won that match. However, their header, was disallowed, and so the game ended in a 0-0 draw. And yeah, I really don't see this as a shock. Doesn't really help that I was predicting Peru second, Venezuela third. Now it's starting to be, well, who's going to do better against Brazil? Who's going to do better against Bolivia? And that's not usually the situation you want to be in when you're in the Copa America, which is trying to get the best goal difference, really. But at the end of the day, I'm starting to change my predictions after seeing the performance by Venezuela, after seeing the performance by Peru. Probably going to change my mind and go Peru is going to come in third and Venezuela in second. It's not that far off of a prediction. I might be wrong. It could still be the same as I originally predicted it. But for now, I'm starting to go the way of Football Pharaoh and say I have a little bit more confidence in Venezuela right now than I do Peru. Peru, I started to notice, their players are a bit old. You can see a lot of pitch rust on them, if you will. So I just don't see Peru going through in second place, but definitely going through as one of the best third place teams. On to Group B. I guess it's time to dogpile on Argentina. After Colombia had scored 2 goals against Argentina, relatively easy goals, Argentina just could not find the net. Many shots were made by Argentina, but very few of them were on target. And sadly, from what I've seen of Lionel Scaloni, the coach of the Argentinian national team, he is going for what I think is the biggest problem in international football today, and that's focusing on your star player. We saw it with Egypt during the World Cup. They wanted to focus with Mohamed Salah. We've seen it a lot with Portugal, where they tried to focus on Cristiano Ronaldo, but lately they've been undoing that process. They just have Cristiano Ronaldo doing very well in spite of the fact that they're no longer focusing on him. Argentina, however, still have this issue where they want to focus on Lionel Messi because he's undoubtedly the best player. He's one of the best players in the world, likely the best. But everybody wants to, when they play their matches, they want to say, okay, our tactic is we're going to open up on the sides, and then we're going to do set pieces over to Lionel Messi, and hopefully he'll score a goal. Or perhaps we'll do a little bit of box play, and Lionel Messi will score in the box. Or we'll pass to Lionel Messi in the second third, and have him scream a lob, shoot a screamer out, and hopefully he'll score a goal. it's not a game of everybody else anymore. And I think that had shown very prominently in the Colombia-Argentina game. I had originally predicted Colombia is going to be in top of this group. I also predicted Argentina was going to be third in this group. Right now, I'm not so sure about that prediction, that part of the prediction, but we shall see. Because Copa America has been a bit surprising lately, so we'll see what happens. So yeah, we saw Colombia pretty much take apart Argentina, and Scaloni is doing the usual I'm such a great coach kind of move, which is blame things that are not related to any player whatsoever. It was a brutal game. I saw a lot of kicks and punches and elbows thrown, fouls, cards being pulled out. Only yellows. Mostly for Colombia. We've always known that Colombia plays rough. Why are we surprised? They always do. And they were playing for keeps. And so if it just so happens that team ties Colombia in points, which I don't think is likely, I think any team in this group is going to win just based off of fair play, based off of fouls. But we have yet to find out. Colombia likely going to remain undefeated in this group. They face Qatar next, and then followed by Paraguay. Meanwhile, Argentina have to face against Paraguay, which just got off their draw with Qatar today. As of this video being recorded, Uruguay is currently facing Ecuador, which is the second to last match of round one. Uruguay is currently leading 2-0. And then tomorrow we'll be seeing Japan play against Chile, in which most people are agreeing Chile is probably going to win, and they're going to knock Japan down to third, if not fourth place. We'll see how Ecuador does. Qatar and Paraguay. As a Qatar fan, I was very scared. I saw in the fourth minute of the match, about 3 minutes and 30 seconds in, Oscar Carlos, Oscar Carlos came in. Oscar Carlos came in. Someone got fouled near the Qatari goal, and Paraguay were given a penalty kick. And immediately scoring that goal really set the tone for the rest of the match. It may have decided the fate of the whole match itself, but that could be said for a lot of moments in the match. Later on, right at the end of the first half, Almoez Ali was given a perfect shot to score a goal. He whiffed it. It just got away from him. It was a goal kick. A lot of goal kicks in this game. Just a lot of back and forth. There was very little, there was action, but there were so many pauses during this game. I'm surprised that we only came out of it with 4 minutes stoppage time. There was a moment in the game where we were paused for basically a minute and a half trying to figure out if a goal was an own goal, which we'll get to. Then, so Oscar Carlos Gomez came in and scored a goal in the 56th minute of the second half. But then that was quickly followed up by a very nice curved shot by Almoez Ali that snuck behind the Paraguayan goalie, who had been doing a great job that game. Honestly, that guy, if Paraguay goes far in this tournament, he deserves a Golden Glove. He's been very good. But Almoez Ali came in with a great goal, but it wasn't enough to make up for his mistake earlier in the game during the first half. Then Bolem Kuki, he came in and made a shot towards a very empty Paraguayan goal. The goalkeeper had gone running towards Kuki. Kuki chipped it above, and a Paraguayan player, I think it was Carlos, as he was running towards the ball, tried to head it away, but it bounced on top of his head into the bar, into the goal. Hence why we were concerned. Was that an own goal? Was it not? It was. It wasn't. I mean, as far as own goals go, that's the least own goalie of own goals, in my opinion. That's just bad luck in terms of trying to defend a ball that's running away from you. So the game was drawn 2-2 for most of the game. Paraguay, they had a bunch of players who were great in the opening half. They were really dominant, but as the second half wore on, they were really tired. It was very obvious that this team, kind of like what I've been saying, is still in that refresh stage where one of their players, their last appearance in a Copa America was in 2007, and then they had, well, yeah, a 12-year gap between that Copa America and now since they've played, and he was reestablished. He actually got on the field again as a striker. They are very much so in that refresh stage. Not a good sign as far as Paraguay goes. To me, that probably means they'll lose or draw once again in their upcoming fixtures, because even though they have the experience, even though they have the skills, a lot of them are very old, and it was kind of a shame that they decided very, very late on in the 84th, 82nd minute to start switching out their players, which just so happen to be their goal scorers, their strikers, and say, okay, we gotta reorganize because these guys are gassed. Qatar, on the meanwhile, didn't really make too many substitutions. They did make a substitution. They threw Hatim in. They threw Hakim in to alleviate some pressure in the 88th minute. So it wasn't like it was too much to count. Like I said, there was 4 minutes stoppage time. But what was surprising was that during that half, I was shocked to not see Qatar win. They were given a lot of chances. They were given a lot of opportunities, and they just didn't make use of them. Akram Afif had a perfect chance to send an assist over to Almoez Ali, and he kicked it in kind of the wrong direction, which ended up costing literally an open goal to make the score 3-2. Maybe it's just because I'm biased, but I was also noticing during the game a lot of fouls by the Paraguayan team that should have been carded. There were some fouls that I would have called as red cards. Meanwhile, some fouls that, were kind of obviously accidental. Like, I don't know how referees decide their carding system, but today it was a bit, in my opinion, it seemed biased. From a biased person, it seemed biased. And I just don't personally think that Qatar got a fair shot. And so now they're third after receiving 4 yellow cards to Paraguay's 2. And Paraguay's yellow cards were very obvious. Meanwhile, they also pushed some people down. They really made a game of it. And it seemed the referee did not want to give Qatar that many opportunities. There was a goal in the 53rd minute, 52nd, scored by Oscar Gonzalez. Oscar Gonzalez, that was disallowed due to it being offsides. So I don't know. We'll just see where that goes. Maybe Qatar could get a win out of Argentina. In my opinion, that's their most likely win. Or they could draw against their next 2 opponents, but that's the only way that they can advance at this point, because Paraguay was their golden ticket and they failed to cash in. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm still predicting Colombia first, Qatar second, Argentina third. But because I'm not too confident in Paraguay at the same time, I think Colombia is going to trounce them, and I think Argentina is actually going to beat them. Not that Colombia won't, Colombia will. And right now we're seeing in Group C, it's kind of unfolding the way we thought it was. Uruguay is beating Ecuador pretty badly, and we do see Chile beating Japan soon. It'd be a surprise if they didn't. But yeah, that's just an update from me. My opinions as to what's going on with the Copa America, as Group B has finished their first round, and we're starting to be halfway through Group C, which means we're almost done with round one. Later on, before AFCON comes up, I'll be making some new predictions based on the friendly schedule, based on from what I've seen from the matches lately. My confidence in teams has shifted. It really has, and we'll just see how that affects the game fairly soon. Anyways, thank you all for watching. I've been really appreciative of the views and the subscribers I've been getting. I've gotten, let's see here, I started here with like 2 subscribers. Now I'm up to 9, so 7 subscribers. Thanks for watching. Lots of views, especially on my AFCON predictions video. But we'll see where the Copa America unfolds from here. We'll also see where the Gold Cup unfolds from here. The results so far have been pretty obvious. Mexico trouncing Cuba 7-0. Canada defeating Martinique 4-0. So we'll see from there. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. This has been Video James, signing off.